Hey everyone, Dr. Mungli here. So this question is based on lipoprotein metabolism. So you can pause the video and read the question and also the choice and try to answer this question. And also note that I have a detailed video on lipoprotein metabolism, so you can take a look at that video, which is there in the description below, and also it is appearing at the upper right corner right now, and also it is appearing at the end of this video, just in case if you want to rebrush your lipoprotein metabolism. Now let's get into the question. So this particular man is a 37-year-old businessman here. So you got to take a look at that. Now he's a businessman. So usually, it is a kind of stressful life there. And also this person has been diagnosed with metabolic syndrome 2 years back, and now he's having a severe chest pain. So now is look at his lipid profile. Although it is not an extensive lipid profile given in the case stem. So what we have here is LDL cholesterol is 200 milligram per deciliter, which is obviously much higher than what is normal. Normal is around 100 milligram to 150 milligram per deciliter. And decreased HDL cholesterol, which is 30 milligram per deciliter. Normally it is around 40 to 60 milligram per deciliter. Now the question is, looking at his profession and increased levels of LDL cholesterol, which one of the following most likely explains his current condition? Let's get into the first choice. First choice is less likely at risk of myocardial infarction. As you can see, he has already have metabolic syndrome. He's a businessman, so kind of stressful life there. And LDL cholesterol is much higher. HDL cholesterol, which is regarded as one of the good cholesterol, which is going to take all the cholesterol, means excess cholesterol from peripheral tissues back to the liver in that reverse cholesterol transport mechanism. So in that sense, when there is low HDL and high LDL cholesterol, especially if the person is having metabolic syndrome and having stress in life, so that can put a person at risk of myocardial infarction, because atherosclerosis process can go on. Now the second, so that will momentarily rule out the choice. Now option B is most likely to have increased oxidized LDLs. Look at this, oxidized LDLs. Whenever there is excess LDLs in the blood, and also when there is a stress, kind of if there is an imbalance in oxidant and antioxidant levels, where there is more oxidant than antioxidant levels, there is always a chance that there can be oxidation of LDLs. And oxidized LDLs, they will initiate atherosclerosis process or atherogenesis process. So atherosclerosis, it all begins because of excess availability of oxidized LDLs, which will damage the endothelium and get into the tunica intima of the blood vessels. And macrophages and monocytes, they will follow these oxidized LDLs, trying to engulf them, becoming foam cells, and that will initiate atheroma formation. So momentarily this particular choice looks to be correct answer here. Let's move on. Option C, it says like is most likely to have higher than normal expression of LDL receptors on his cell surface. Note that this person already have excess LDL cholesterol in the blood. It means like person has more cholesterol inside the cell already. So that is why LDL molecules are accumulated in the circulation. So when there is sufficient cholesterol already in the cell, there is no need of expression of high levels of LDL receptors on the cell surface, because LDL receptor, they respond to the cholesterol levels in the cell. So if there is less intracellular cholesterol, there will be more LDL receptors, or if there is more cholesterol inside the cell, there will be less LDL receptors. So these are down-regulation and upregulation of LDL receptors is there according to the needs of cholesterol in the cell. So person has more LDL cholesterol here, that means his receptors expression must be lower than normal. So that will rule out our option C here. Now option D is most likely to have highest activity of LCAT enzyme. Note that LCAT is, that is lecithin cholesterol acyl transferase enzyme. It is one of the enzymes that will make HDL, means it is going to convert nascent discoidal HDL into HDL3, That means here HDL cholesterol is 30 milligram per deciliter. So clearly indicating there is low HDL cholesterol here, HDL molecule. That means obviously LCAT enzyme must be lower than normal. So that will rule out option D. Coming with option E. Option E says is least likely to develop atherosclerosis of his arteries. So kind of this is against what I have explained in option B. So is most likely to have increased oxidized LDLs. That whenever there is increased oxidized LDLs, that means there is increased chances of development of atherosclerosis. So that means this person is at risk of atherosclerosis. So that will rule out option E. So if you rule out all the other choices, so we are likely to go for option B as most correct answer among the available choices. That means this person is most likely to have increased oxidized LDL levels. Okay, so this is all about question which is related to lipoprotein metabolism. Take a look at lipoprotein metabolism video. The link for that is there in the description below, just in case if you want to rebrush your lipoprotein metabolism details. And that's about it, and see you in my next video.